right, so this is a fun one to talk about. The question at hand here is 40 years old too old to play video games? I see this question asked a lot, and really what I see is I see the justification of video games as you get older to be more and more prevalent online. I see it on X, I see it on all kinds of social media platforms, and I find that, to be really, really interesting. There's no other hobby really out there that gets as much hate as gaming does, as far as like, oh, you're spending all this time gaming. You can go out all day long, right, and golf and play games with your buddies and drink beer, and nobody bats an eye. But if you spend a couple hours in the evening playing an RPG, then suddenly you are this loser and you are wasting your life. I've never found a hobby that I had to justify more than playing video games. But what I will say to you is that gaming has changed as I've gotten older. For example, I begin to ask a core question, which is something that we've brought up so many times on this channel, which is, does this game value my time? I want to maximize the dopamine. I want to maximize my time. I don't want to do every side quest. There's been this interesting trend within gaming that has made games 100+ hours when a lot of them don't need to be. And so I will really ask myself, does this value my time? I've started searching for games that I can play in quick sessions, that I can get, like Fortnite or a shooter or something that is quick and easy where I can get in and get a mission done in an hour, because a lot of times that's all the time I have. I find myself spending, a month on a game that someone can clear out really in a week. I still have fun with it, but the way that you game changes, and I am turned off by games that have too long of a time to beat. I simply know that there are so many other experiences out there that I want to have, and I never thought about that kind of stuff when I was young. Another thing I'd like to bring up is that as somebody who is a parent, I have actually used gaming to connect with my son. I have beat Tears of the Kingdom. I have beat Breath of the Wild. We beat It Takes Two. We've played Mario. We've played Mario Party, Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers. We've played Power Rangers. We've played Kirby. We've played Halo together. And I've used video games as a mechanism to connect with my son at a younger age. And I don't know that I could have gotten that experience through any other medium. There's this interesting thing that happens when you get older. And when you're in your 20s, you get your freedom and you think that you're going to live forever. And when you turn 30, you start getting heartburn and you start getting responsibilities. And you realize that you're not going to live forever. And so I have taken many detoxes over the years from gaming, and I've jumped back in. Hence the creation of this channel, is trying to find value in the things that I'm doing. I feel as a productive person, and I know that there are many other productive people who feel this way, where we just have to be doing something. And sitting around playing games oftentimes doesn't feel like a good use of our time. To connect back on the other things, like I've connected with my son over Pokemon, and I'm playing Pokemon games and teaching him how to be patient and teaching him how to hunt and collect things in the wild has been, it's been so much fun. To watch him beat his first ever Pokemon game was like a core life memory that I will cherish forever. Video games as they are now really are unique to our generation. In the 90s, there's been no generation that has had to deal with this unique hobby and this unique problem. Video games have exponentially gotten better over the last 30 years, and they've gotten way more engaging. And I think our generation, and myself included, struggles with what to do and how to incorporate them into our lives. It's not an easy question to answer. And while the answer may not be yes, they're valuable, or no, they may not be valuable, it is more complicated than many people often let on to believe. With the advent of YouTube and Twitch and all of these content creation platforms, it actually is a viable option to be a content creator if you're good enough and if you create interesting enough content. So there are jobs that are available that are now allowing you to justify your time gaming and to make an entire career. But for most people, gaming is going to remain a hobby. There are a few things in the world that are as immersive as video games, but there are a few things that are going to challenge what it means to be valuable. Games like World of Warcraft create giant communities. Games like Warzone and Fortnite and Apex generate competition. Games like Final Fantasy generate tons of immersive stories and set pieces. All of them giving you this immersive experience that really can't be had in any other adventure. In conclusion, I've made friends. I've learned philosophy and history. I have engaged with gaming rather than watch TV. I don't want to spend my life in a dark room, though, just simply staring at a screen playing games when there are all these adventures. So the key in life with most things is going to be balance. Spending time outside, spending time with your friends, telling yourself that it's okay to play video games. It's okay to enjoy them as a hobby. You don't need to justify it, just like you don't need to justify shooting a basketball, just like you don't need to justify playing card games, just like you don't need to justify having a poker night with your friends. Video games are a tool, like many things are a tool that can be used for social interaction and for engagement and for deeper philosophy, and they will forever have a complicated place in our lives as they continue to get better and better and more immersive. We will continue to use them to explore ideas and philosophies and find our way in the world. So, should we play video games, or are we too old?